Coming up, we're following the severe weather overnight for millions of Americans, the forecast heading into our holiday, and how it's affecting all of our travel plans. We'll track the latest. Also this morning, zip line dangers. The new warning after a series of recent incidents, including a young boy who plunges 40 feet and is fortunately okay. And the internet's favorite grandma, Babs Costello, is here with her 4th of July cookout hacks, from the perfect hot dog to some savory side dishes that you're expecting. That's all coming up right here on GMA.
Right now on GMSA, San Antonio firefighters say a home was completely destroyed overnight. We'll look at where and how a party might have started it. Plus,
I'm ABC's Em Nguyen in Washington. The CIA director says the recent turmoil in Russia has created a rare opportunity to recruit spies. This as Ukraine advances its counteroffensive. The latest coming up.
And looking out there with live cam, we're at 79 degrees for now. I know the clouds have become my friend. I liked them yesterday. Hopefully we'll see them again today. We're going to be checking in with Mike about that very soon.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning to you. It is 6 a.m. on your Monday, July 3rd.
Thanks for joining us. We hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope we get some cloud cover, like I said today. Yeah.
I'm also crossing my fingers for a shower or storm, and Mike has been tracking a couple of those early this morning.
We still have that big batch of storms out to the west of us. We'll have a couple of more later on today, but I wouldn't get your hopes too high for rain, although I think your wish is going to come true for the cloud cover sticking around here throughout a good chunk of the day, and that's going to help to keep temperatures down somewhat, like was the case yesterday. And talking about that rain, we've got the cell up there around Junction, and this one, which notice how as this loops back on through, how there were a lot more in the way of some lightning strikes out there. It is starting to spread a little bit. The intensity of each cell appears to be weakening somewhat, but again, it is now spreading more into Uvalde County, sliding off or kind of spreading to the northeast instead of just moving up to the north. So we'll keep an eye on that, and then the energy left over from that is then going to help to spawn a couple of more showers, a couple of more thunderstorms later on today. We're still holding it at 80 right now, same thing Canyon Lake, and then some mid-70s in parts of the hill country. Still about 5-6 degrees above normal. Mold really on the high side. The updated count's going to come out in roughly an hour and a half or so, but thanks to some of that light rain that we had Saturday into yesterday morning. 89 at noon today, 97 high temperature. Yes, it's not going to be 100. Downside, we're still going to be 3 degrees above normal. Heat index right around the low hundreds. This is pretty much what we can expect the next few days. A stray storm or two, not really great rain chances. Then we take a look ahead to the weekend, see what's in store after this shortened work week. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, the man who, when he's driving, loves backseat drivers, Justin Horn.
Really? No, I don't. No. By the way, I'm jealous of those folks out in Brackettville. Man, the rain's coming down good out there. I wish we could have some of that here. We don't. There's no rain on the road. It's dry, and as we're looking at the sunrise, man, this is nice. It's going to be a really beautiful sunrise, but as you know, you may want to have the sunglasses with you because we don't have a ton of cloud cover out there, and there will be some glare. We're also noticing that there's not a lot of cars on the road this morning. We expect it to be a fairly quiet commute, fingers crossed, because some people are taking the day off. We still have this, came in as a rollover here along I-37, probably getting cleaned up at this point, and we're noticing traffic is picking back up to speed, normal speed. So not a lot of problems here, but that's on I-37 inbound as you come into downtown near Goliad. We are seeing a stall as well near 410 and I-10 near Fredericksburg Road here. That may cause a few slowdowns as well, but so far we're seeing a lot of green on the map, and that's exactly what we want to see on this Monday. One more shot of TransGuide here. This is 410 at Austin Highway. It's going to be a great sunrise and great Monday. We'll have more on if any incidents pop up coming up here in just a bit, guys.
Right now, we want to get to late-breaking news. Fire has moved into a home that was already occupied, forcing the people who lived there to find another place to stay.
Fire crews have just finished knocking down the flames on Hildebrand Avenue, not far from I-10.
Katrina Weber is there live. Katrina, did everyone make it out okay?
Actually, no one was home, according to firefighters, and no injuries among the fire crews out here. This is the house where they've been working. It's a single-family house, and in fact, firefighters had no clue that this was even occupied. They say when they got here, this house was all boarded up, windows and doors all boarded up, no utilities working. It wasn't until they started talking to some people in this area that they found out that someone was actually living in the house. Now, fire crews did get those boards down. They got inside. They say they knocked down that fire very quickly, and they did see evidence that somebody had been living in this home. And again, we don't know where those people are just yet because they were not here when fire crews arrived. Now, after they get done just making sure everything is out, they say that investigators will go in and take a look around to try to figure out how this fire started. Reporting live north of downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Overnight, 2 people were killed in a deadly crash on the south side, and a man was shot on the city's west side.
And a family's home on the city's northeast side has been destroyed by a fire that spread from a barbecue pit. Our Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with the latest on these overnight stories. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Steph. Good morning, Mark. And we're going to bring you those stories in just a bit, but we also have the latest on a pet rescue center that is needing to move all of their animals out of its west side location after its building is no longer functional and experiencing emergency, and they need emergency fosters today. More on that in just a bit, but first we start with the San Antonio fire investigators trying to determine if some weekend fun has led to Monday morning heartache. They say a fire destroyed a home that was on the site of a backyard party. This happened around 12:30 this morning on the northeast side of town on El Sendero Street, not far from Nacogdoches. The fire started near a backyard barbecue pit and crawled into the attic and spread to the rest of the house. Everyone got out safe with no injuries, and the people who live there have to have a place to stay. The house, however, was a total loss. San Antonio police say 2 people are dead after a crash on the city's far southeast side. This happened just before 10 p.m. last night at the intersection of Highway 181 and Old Corpus Christi Road. That's South Presa and I-37. Police say a driver in a silver sedan pulled out of a parking lot and was hit by a white SUV. Both the driver and the passenger in the silver sedan were killed, and one of the passengers of that white SUV was taken to the hospital. And San Antonio police are also investigating a shooting on the city's west side. It happened just before 1 a.m. on Fair Valley Street near Ray Ellison Boulevard and Loop 410. Police tell us a man in his 30s was walking out to his work van when another person walked up and allegedly shot him multiple times. The man was hit in the arm and taken to University Hospital. He's expected to be okay. The suspect, however, ran off, and police have not found that shooter yet. Meanwhile, an emergency warning from San Antonio Pets Alive. The rescue center is facing an emergency situation. The building is no longer functional and must move out all of the animals from the location immediately. That means they need people to foster animals today. Their team will be at the rescue center on its west side location at 4710 Highway 151. This is the building that is not functional. They're going to be there today from 10 to noon. And for people to come and foster and adopt their animals. The remaining animals will be moved to the already full medical center location on Marbach. Their fosters can come meet and take an animal home. They will not be able to reopen that rescue center for at least 3 weeks. We have more on this story right now. Just head to ksat.com. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, ma'am. In your morning headline, CIA Director William Burns is calling a short-lived armed rebellion in Russia a challenge to the Russian state that's now creating a rare opportunity to recruit Russian spies.
As ABC's Nguyen reports, this comes after his secret visit to Ukraine.
This morning, U.S. CIA Director William Burns capitalizing on the short-lived mutiny in Russia by Wagner Group mercenary boss Yevgeny Prigozhin, stating Russian frustrations with the war in Ukraine is making it easier to recruit spies.
Disaffection with the war will continue to gnaw away at the Russian leadership. That disaffection creates a once-in-a-generation opportunity for us at CIA, at our core, a human intelligence service. We're not letting it go to waste.
Burns in England calling it striking that Prigozhin, once a close confidant of Vladimir Putin, preceded his actions with scathing words on Russia's most senior military officers.
The impact of those words and those actions will play out for some time. A vivid reminder of the corrosive effect of Putin's war on his own society.
The CIA launched an effort in May to recruit Russians who had expertise in science, technology, or diplomacy on the Telegram social media site. The campaign provided instructions on how to contact the CIA on the dark web. The Kremlin accusing the U.S. of trying to destabilize their country. And overnight, Russia launching drone attacks on the capital, Kyiv, after a 12-day break. Officials saying air defense systems destroyed all targets. This as Ukraine advances their counteroffensive. Around the devastated eastern city of Bakhmut, Ukrainian soldiers telling ABC News they believe they can liberate the area. Ukrainian officials again warning Russia might also attack the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant to try to disrupt their counteroffensive. Director Burns says Putin's regime has inflicted long-lasting damage on Russia's military and economy for years to come. As for that CIA post on social media letting Russians know how to reach them, it had 2.5 million views in just the first week. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
In other headlines this morning, 15,000 hotel workers have walked off the job in Southern California. Employees from more than 60 major hotels in Los Angeles and Orange County went on strike Sunday morning. Desk staff, housekeepers, chefs, and wait staff all pushing for better pay and benefits and improved working conditions. Their union says workers will strike for, quote, however long it takes, end quote. It's expected that many of those on strike will return to work today to be eligible for a holiday pay premium.
And before we go to break, a Houston teen who vanished almost 8 years ago was found safe this weekend. Rudy Farias disappeared back in March of 2015. And that's when his mom says that he left the house to take his 2 dogs on a walk in their neighborhood. The dogs returned, but Rudy did not until this past Saturday. Now, his family said he had been suffering through depression for months after losing his brother to a motorcycle accident. And at the time of his disappearance, police did not suspect foul play. Right now, it's not clear where Rudy was found.
6:11, 79 degrees.
And still to come before 6:30, Twitter is limiting the amount of tweets you can scroll through each day. We're going to look at why and how many you can look at.
And after the break, Bexar County does not have a burn ban this year, and that means lots of fireworks tomorrow night. You can stay safe at home, plus where you can go for 4th of July events in our area.
And looking out there with live cam right now. Wow, pretty shot there. We'll enjoy this, and we hope those clouds up there will stick around. We'll be right back.
6:15, welcome back as we approach the 4th of July tomorrow. No surprise that business is booming for people who sell fireworks. Scott Quidley, who's selling fireworks in East Bexar County, says sales are up since there's no burn ban in Bexar County. He can sell bottle rockets again. However, he's urging everyone to be extra cautious after a hot and very dry June.
And those can be dangerous specifically because you don't know where they're going. They can go anywhere, they can land in grassy areas, and they go high, and then where they fall, that's where it's dangerous.
Now, if you're shooting fireworks off at home, make sure you keep a bucket of water nearby to douse any potential sparks or flames.
And looking ahead, there are a lot of events happening in our area for Independence Day. SeaWorld is also celebrating the 4th with their annual fireworks spectacular. The show is expected to start at 9:45. That's tomorrow night. Guests are encouraged to dress in red, white, and blue to join in on the fun.
And the city of San Antonio's official HEB 4th of July celebration returns to Woodlawn Lake this year. Kicks off at 11 tomorrow morning, goes till about 9:30 tomorrow night. There'll be games, live entertainment, and of course, fireworks. The event is free and open to the public. And just a heads up, no overnight camping is allowed at Woodlawn Lake this year.
And one more reminder, Fredericksburg's 4th of July celebrations will start at 10 a.m., ending with a fireworks show at 9:30. And Leon Valley is joining in on the fun, starting their activities at 7:30 in the morning until 9:30 at night. So for a bigger list of the 4th of July events happening around the town, head to ksat.com.
We are seeing some flashing lights at I-37 near Goliad.
Let's go ahead and check back with Justin Horn.
Yeah, that's that rollover we've been talking about. And at one point, it looked like they had both sides of the highway here, at least one lane closed. now the other side is open, but there's still a lane shut down as you're heading inbound along I-37 near Goliad Road. And again, this came in as a rollover, and first responders are still working on this. Traffic is getting by just fine. We haven't had a whole lot of slowdowns, but as traffic picks up, it's conceivable we may start to see some slowdowns if this sticks around a while longer. We'll keep you posted there. Meantime, as we look at the map here, we do have that incident near I-37 and Goliad that we just showed you. Again, we're seeing green all around it, so this means that traffic is flowing just fine. We've got a couple of stalls being reported here. This is probably just one. It's having trouble plotting it, but somewhere in this area we have a stall. It's not causing any issues either. And again, one last look at TransGuide here. At Goliad, we do see the flashing lights. That's the one big incident that we have out there at this hour. Otherwise, everything's looking great traffic-wise, and we don't expect a ton of traffic this morning if you plan to be out and about.
Yeah, it looks kind of quiet for Monday.
Good sunrise, though.
Yes,
Beautiful sunrise.
Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous sunrise. This
We had a question last week on SA Live.
Okay.
Favorite part about July 4th?
Favorite part about July 4th?
Fireworks.
The flags. Love the flags everywhere.
Yeah, I'd say fireworks. That's the best part. I mean,
I do too.
get to see it
You?
every-
But I love everything dressed the red, white, blue, like you
Yeah.
said too. So, but yeah, there's nothing like a good fireworks display on top of that. So
fun.
anyway, it's going to be beautiful for doing fireworks the next couple of evenings, tomorrow night, I should say, around town. We will have some clouds. There may be a stray shower, but I really wouldn't even concern yourself with that. Beautiful view of the full moon. It is full today. It's known as the full buck moon. Thank you very much for that one. And nice view out there on live cam right now. As you can see, we've got just a few clouds. We are looking down to the south. There's the skyline right down there. And look further off to the west and to the southwest, and we've still got that cluster of storms. But notice how a couple of things with this cluster right here, how the number of lightning strikes has definitely started to drop down. Almost no lightning is showing up as of right now. It has sort of spread out just a little bit more. We still have a couple of spots with a few decent downpours, and this is just grazing right near Concan, as you can see right there. It is not moving at a very fast clip at all. As a matter of fact, these almost look like they're wanting to, right there in that last frame, sort of move back to the west. But if this does indeed hold together, you'll get some of this rain there right around Lakey as well as Rock Springs. A couple of those showers, although it's not moving at a real fast clip, like I said, and that's why some of those heavier downpours were dumping rain at the rate of about 3, 4, close to 5 inches per hour. Not that you were necessarily getting that much, but it was coming down pretty good. Now, just off to the west, it almost looks like there's another spot trying to develop right there, another cell just to the west of Brackettville, about halfway in between Brackettville and Del Rio. So this is going to leave some energy, some leftover energy around later on today, and this will help to touch off a couple of more scattered showers and storms later on. 80 here in town, 78 at Randolph, Port SA, and we do have some humidity out there, especially Stinson, Randolph, Pleasanton. That's fairly humid, so heat index at the airport is 84 as of right now. Computer model today, there's the leftover energy, and that will still kind of stick around. A couple of more showers, maybe a stray thunderstorm as well. And then as we go into tomorrow, and leftover showers, like I said, tonight, but tomorrow we'll still have a couple of them out there, just sort of scattered about. I think even a lesser chance for even a couple of showers or even a thunderstorm around tomorrow. So the forecast goes like this today. We are going to make it up to 97 for high temperature, 98 tomorrow. Again, 20% chance for stray shower, thunderstorm or two, and about the same thing, like I said, not only today, tomorrow, as well as Wednesday, as well as Thursday. Then we get into Friday and the weekend, and things just definitely do start to heat up. Pretty much take the rain chances out of the picture. And remember what happened a couple of, like earlier last week and a couple of weeks ago, that high was sitting right on top of us. That looks like it's going to be the situation going into this weekend. That means hotter temperatures.
Oh, no.
And no rain.
Okay, well, the chances were nice while they lasted, I guess.
Hopefully you get 1 or 2 showers the next few days.
All right, thank you, Mike.
622, 79 degrees.
We'll be right back.
When you have chronic kidney disease, there are places you'd like to be. Like here. and here. Not so much here. If you have chronic kidney disease, Farxiga can help you keep living life. Farxiga. And Farxiga reduces the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections in women and men, and low blood sugar. Ketoacidosis is a serious side effect that may lead to death. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this bacterial infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
Farxiga can help you keep living life. Ask your doctor for Farxiga for chronic kidney disease. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farxiga.
In your morning consumer headlines, Elon Musk has announced a cap on how many tweets Twitter users can read each day. Existing unverified accounts get 1,000, while those that are new get 500. Meanwhile, those who pay for a verified account get 10,000 views.
New health features may be coming to your headphones. Bloomberg reports a future generation of Apple's AirPods will be able to check for potential hearing issues and determine your body temperature. No word on when the new hardware could be released.
And Spotify is said to be looking at adding full-length music videos. According to reports, the company is exploring potential partners. Right now, video on Spotify is limited to GIFs, podcasts, and storytelling clips. Music videos might help it compete with Apple and YouTube.
Interesting. Time now, 6:26 and 79 degrees for now.
Still ahead at 6:30. Does it seem like more places are asking you to tip? You're not alone. How much you should give and when to avoid paying extra.
Plus, San Antonio is home to hundreds of parks, but just how accessible are they? How one nonprofit is working to build a deaf-friendly playground.
And checking the roads with TransGuide, here's our main incident this morning, I-37 at Goliad. Justin is tracking this for all of us. I'll have an update coming up at the bottom of the hour.
This morning on GMSA, San Antonio firefighters had their hands full with fires all across the city. What we've been able to learn so far, coming up next.
If you are off today as part of the long holiday weekend, lucky you. It's a beautiful start to our Monday out there with a gorgeous sunrise, a few clouds, and hovering right around 80 degrees at San Antonio International.
Hi, good morning. It is 6:30 and it's July 3rd, right before the 4th of July. It looks great out there. You're right.
It does. Thanks for starting your morning with us. Let's go straight to Mike Osterhage. Look ahead to our 3rd and our 4th.
Looks fantastic. We will have a few clouds still hanging around here. No complaints there because, like yesterday, that's going to help to keep temperatures still above normal, but not quite up to 100 in many spots, like was the case yesterday. 80, dew point 73. So there's enough moisture out there, enough humidity. Yeah, you do notice it. It will be dropping down later on this afternoon. We also have some showers, even a couple of thunderstorms. Now, one little cluster up by Junction, and then this batch of rain, which has sort of been expanding in aerial coverage, but then sort of losing some of its punch. We're not seeing as many lightning strikes, although another cell is developing just right there over to the east of Del Rio. All that is moving primarily up to the north, so this is avoiding Uvalde, although some of this may go right in toward Lake. You may get a couple of those showers, and those aren't moving at a real fast clip. Also, with that energy out there, that's going to kind of linger, and that's going to help to touch off a couple of more showers and storms then later on today. 77 in Helotes, Bernie Stage at 73 and 77 right now in New Braunfels. We do have mold on the high side. That was from some of those showers we had Saturday night into yesterday morning, 95-20. Updated count's going to come out a little bit later on. Warm, humid, those couple of showers off to the west, and then later on today, 97. Again, a stray shower or a couple of thunderstorms are going to be popping up, primarily off to the northwest. And again, this is going to be few and far between. About the same situation tomorrow. 98, not quite 100. It'll feel like it. 1 or 2 showers. If you're going to any of the fireworks shows, I really wouldn't concern yourself with the rain tomorrow. And then the rest of the week, small rain chances 20% at best. Temperatures are going to be staying upper 90s, but it does get hotter coming up this weekend. All those details in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Horn is driving today. What's going on?
Mike, we're still watching that incident at I-37 in Goliad. We have a rollover. It looks like you can see the vehicle right there. We've got one lane blocked. Traffic is starting to pick up, and I want to remind you, if you have an incident like this with first responders, if you're in this lane closest to them, you got to slow down 20 miles per hour below the speed limit or try to move to that outer lane to make it safe for everyone involved here. But they're still working this crash, and it could be there a while longer. So just a heads up, this is going to cause some slowdowns there along I-37. We can see that here on the map. And we're still showing green here, but we may start to see some yellows popping up soon because the morning commute is beginning to pick up a little bit. That's the biggest incident we have. We do have also report of a stall here along I-10. This isn't causing any problems. And you see a crash there. That is a non-crash. I'm not sure why that's populating here on our map, but we're not going to worry about that either. Meantime, if you're heading out to the fireworks show tomorrow, Woodlawn Lake, quick reminder here, the parking's going to be filling up quickly. Some people park on the streets there, but just be mindful of the fact that there are some no parking signs. You're going to watch for people's driveways and things like that. This goes on from 11 a.m. Of course, the fireworks are at 9 p.m. and then everything winds down around 9:30. We'll have more information on the entire event, but I just want to let you know that parking is going to be kind of hard to come by probably as it gets later into the night. So just a heads up. And there will be quite a bit of traffic around Woodlawn Lake tomorrow night, guys.
Thank you, Justin. San Antonio firefighters want to know how a fire found its way into a home that was all boarded up.
They were called to a home on Hildebrand Avenue, not far from I-10, a little more than an hour ago. Katrina Weber is there now with a live report.
And Katrina, you mentioned earlier that firefighters found a surprise inside the home once they got past all those boards.
Well, they sure did. They said they thought initially that this was a vacant home, but once they got inside, they actually found evidence that somebody had been living here, and they say that neighbors confirmed that to them. Now, let me give you a look at what's going on here. They're just wrapping things up right now. This fire broke out around 5 o'clock this morning. This is Hildebrand 1500 block, not far from I-10. That's the house there. It's a single-family house, and again, firefighters say this thing was all boarded up when they got here, but they could still see that there was fire inside. They had to remove the boards to get inside, put out the fire. They say all of that happened very quickly. They did not find anyone here, though. No one was home, and there were no working utilities. So that added to their thought that this was a vacant house. But again, they say people told them that there have been people living inside this house. So it's not clear what is going to happen to them from here on out, but they won't be able to stay there anymore. Fire investigators, again, have yet to go in there to try to figure out exactly how this started. Reporting live north of downtown, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Also new this morning, San Antonio investigators trying to determine if some weekend fun has led to Monday morning heartache. They say a fire destroyed a home that was the site of a backyard party. This happened around 12:30 on the northeast side of town on El Sendero Street, not far from Nacogdoches. Now, the fire started near a backyard barbecue pit, crawled into the attic, and spread to the rest of the house. Everyone got out safe without any injuries, and the people who live there, they have a place to stay. That house was a total loss.
Also new this morning, San Antonio firefighters say a blaze caused heavy damage to a home on the city's northwest side. Flames spotted just after 9:30 on Hillcrest Drive near Bandera Road. Fire crews were able to keep the fire from completely destroying the home and say no one was there at the time. The home suffered around $50,000 worth of damage, but no injuries were reported.
And San Antonio is home to hundreds of parks, and one nonprofit is working to build a deaf-friendly playground with help from a new grant. The nonprofit Aid the Silent was picked by Lowe's as one of the 100 grant recipients. They will be receiving $140,000 for the project. The nonprofit's founder, who is also deaf, says this is a big step for the hard of hearing community.
To be able to create a place for them to come and be known in their own language of sign language or however else they decide to communicate. This is a place where they can do that.
The goal is to get the playground finished by October. Aid the Silent also wants to make its sidewalks more accessible and add a stage outdoors for community nights.
Well, we got a bit of a break this weekend, but as we continue to deal with typical Texas summer heat, the State Department of Health Services says it's aware of only one case of malaria in our state.
However, no infected mosquitoes have been found, so there's a lot of questions.
Dr. Jason Bowling with UT Health San Antonio joined us on Leading SA to address those concerns. Here's Max with more.
Dr. Bowling joined us. We talked about a lot. He explained what malaria actually is, the most recent findings here in the state of Texas and in Florida, and what families should know heading into Independence Day. Here's a bit of our conversation.
Malaria is a disease that's caused not by a bacteria or a virus, but a different type of germ called a protozoa. It is only transmitted by mosquitoes to people, so it's not transmitted from person to person. We see most of the cases in the world, about 95% of them are on the continent of Africa. We do see cases every year in the United States, but they're usually coming from people that have visited other areas where it transmits locally. So it is big news that we have a local case here in Texas. What it means for people here in Texas is, fortunately, the risk is extremely low. There's only been one case identified so far, and I think it's great news that we identified that one case. But it's important for people to recognize that mosquitoes are more than just a nuisance, right? More than just cause itchy bites.
We also talked about the CDC's warning on measles, and we talked about if masks will be a part of our society for the long term. You can check out the full conversation right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. We have Leading SA every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. We talk to leaders in and around our community, talk about timely issues. So guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
As you know, the 4th of July is tomorrow, and if you're looking for a place to take the family for a parade or watch fireworks, we have several options for you.
Sarah Costa joins us live in the studio with where you can celebrate. Good morning, Sarah.
Morning.
Good morning. I'm excited for the 4th of July. I hope you guys are too. And more on that in just a bit. But first, remember, even though Bexar County is not under a burn ban, if you plan on setting off your own fireworks, remember, don't let children handle them or never light one while holding it in your hands. But if you rather watch fireworks, a safer option, here is your event. The City of San Antonio's official HEB 4th of July celebration returns to Woodlawn Lake this year. It kicks off at 11 in the morning tomorrow and will go until 9:30 at night. There will be games, live entertainment, and of course, fireworks. The event is free and open to the public. Just a heads up, no overnight camping at Woodlawn Lake will be allowed this year. And like Justin said earlier, make sure you plan and prepare for parking in that area. Here are a few other 4th of July activities happening across our area. The city of Schertz will hold their 47th annual July Jubilee at Pickerel Park. The city of Terrell Hills will hold their annual 4th of July parade. That starts at 10 in the morning. And Oak Park Northwood neighborhood will host their annual Independence Day parade, which is our city's largest residential parade. That begins at 9 in the morning, and the American Legion in Seguin will hold their 4th of July parade at noon. You can find a list of all these 4th of July events on our website. Just head to ksat.com. Also, of course, remember that setting off fireworks or having fireworks inside the city limits are illegal. So if you plan on safely setting some off, you must do so outside of the city. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, ma'am. Right now, 640, 78 degrees.
And just ahead, does it seem like more places are asking you to tip? Well, you're not alone. How much should you give and when to avoid paying extra? Next.
644, welcome back. As prices for stuff continue to skyrocket, customers are also being asked to tip more.
But should you? And if so, how much? Well, Leslie Hudson breaks down the latest rules when it comes to tipping.
To tip or not to tip? Of course, the answer is different depending on who you ask.
Servers need at least a 20% tip in order to make a nearly living wage.
I definitely always tip if you're performing a service.
It seems lately, no matter what you do or where you go, you're asked if you would like to leave a tip. So where do tipping experts say to leave some appreciation for a job well done? Aim for $20 per person for movers or home deliveries like furniture and appliances. For mail carriers, no tip for individual deliveries, but a small holiday gift under $50 is okay. Tip $5 to $20 for Amazon deliveries, only if the package is really large. Aim for at least 10% for nail technicians, restaurant takeout, food delivery, dog groomers, walkers, and sitters. Do at least 15% for dine-in restaurants, massage therapists, hairstylists, Uber drivers, and house cleaners. Bartenders should get $2 per drink or at least 10% of the bill. Tip baristas $1 per drink only if the order is complicated. And hotel housekeeping should get $1 to $3 per night and $5 for extra services. With tips on tipping, I'm Leslie Hudson reporting.
A lot of advice there, so do your best.
That's true. It's 6:45 now. Still problems on I-37 and Goliad. Let's check back with Justin Horn.
Yeah, a bit of an update for you guys. They're closing another lane here, my guess, and this is pure speculation here, is they need a little bit of room to get the tow truck in there to get that vehicle, which is, it's a rollover. So this is I-37 inbound, and now we're reduced to one lane. We've got to slow down, but just by nature here, as traffic is stacking up, everyone's going pretty slow because we do have some first responders out there. We want to keep them safe. So for now, we're down to one lane there on I-37 northbound, and it is going to cause some slowdowns. Let's look at that crash here. And we're starting to see some yellow show up. This is going to stack back even a little bit further, so just a heads up. And that's probably going to take a while for them to get that car there out of the median. As we look north, there are a couple stalls along I-10 and 410. These are not causing any backups. And again, this is really the only issue that we have going on right now. Very quickly, I do want to show you one other shot. Look at that. That's I-35 and Benton City Road. Look at the sunrise. That is nice. Beautiful start to our Monday morning. Just be careful if you're traveling in along I-37.
Love it. Thank you.
Yes.
Like those clouds yesterday morning, we had a lot of them hung around throughout most of the day.
It helped.
97. We're looking at that again today. A lot of them hanging around, so a couple of holes here and there. And obviously, if there's a nice big hole right over the airport and the sun's beaming down on that one thermometer, we're counting on a lot more clouds out there. And love this picture as folks get ready. And this should be an everyday occurrence to fly the American flag proudly. But yeah, getting ready with all the red, white, and blue. Love everything all red, white, and blue on the 4th of July, and hot dogs as well. Favorite thing on a hot dog? Go. Mark. Mustard, says Steph.
Chili and cheese.
Spicy mustard.
Ooh, spicy mustard. If you had one thing, I would say mustard. But yeah, chili, mustard, onions.
Oh yeah, all over that.
Good stuff. Yeah. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. Yeah, gorgeous sunrise. Excuse me. A few leftover clouds out there looking off to the east, obviously. We've still been watching this batch of showers and even a couple of lightning strikes. Now, this first area of rain right in here was really kind of potent earlier this morning, a couple of hours ago. That has sort of weakened. It's spread out just a little bit. Now there's another cell developing just to the west of Brackettville. All this is sliding primarily up here to the north, maybe a couple of heavier downpours as well. So this is working its way in toward Lakey, Rock Springs. You will be seeing a little bit of this rain as well, because it appear as though these are holding together. This will also be the leftover energy from this will be the focal point for more showers and a couple of storms then later on this afternoon. So temperatures may drop down another degree or two, and we've got that rain chance out there, those showers I should say, out there to the west, and then 89 at noon. We'll start to then see, as things reheat this afternoon, more showers and a couple of thunderstorms popping up later on, and we're going to hit a high temperature today of 97. So again, enough in the way of some clouds out there to keep temperatures down. Now, we'll still have a heat index right around low hundreds, especially down to the south and east, and staying a little bit lower as far as the heat index value off to the north and west. Computer model, once again, it's got that energy out there to the west, and then that refires more of those showers and even a couple of thunderstorms, primarily in parts of the hill country then late this afternoon, as well as going into the evening hours. Tomorrow we'll have similar situation. 97 today, 98 tomorrow. 1 or 2 showers out there. If you are planning on going to a lot of the fireworks shows around town, I really wouldn't worry about the rain too much. Again, there'll be just 1 or 2 of them. And then same situation Wednesday, Thursday. Small rain chances. After that, skip the rain and we get triple digits back here for the weekend.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to look at the Saturday, Sunday.
I know. Yeah. Just when we were enjoying 97 yesterday.
It was a nice little break.
Yeah.
We're here tomorrow. You here tomorrow?
I'm here tomorrow, too.
Okay,
yeah.
great.
Yep.
All right. There'll be lots of red, white, and blue
Indeed.
tomorrow.
Yes,
yeah,
there will.
Can't wait. 650, 78 degrees.
And let's look out there with live cam. Let's look at the pretty shot out there at I-35 at Benton City Road. Looks nice right now. Enjoy. We'll be right back.
Coming up, we're following the severe weather overnight for millions of Americans, the forecast heading into our holiday, and how it's affecting all of our travel plans. We'll track the latest. Also this morning, zip line dangers. The new warning after a series of recent incidents, including a young boy who plunges 40 feet and is fortunately okay. And the internet's favorite grandma, Babs Costello, is here with her 4th of July cookout hacks, from the perfect hot dog to some savory side dishes that you're expecting. That's all coming up right here on GMA.
A Texas lake where anglers frequently reel in monster fish was named the best lake for bass fishing in the U.S.
The whole country. OHIV Reservoir came out on top of that list. The lake is 55 miles east of San Angelo. It's become the destination for bass anglers in the U.S. It also leads the Toyota ShareLunker program, a breeding program from Texas Parks and Wildlife that runs almost year-round and is aimed at enhancing big bass fishing in Texas. The lake was previously named the best bass lake in the central region. Search KSAT.com for a full story I did on the ShareLunker program. And we interviewed that guy, Jason Kahn, about his mega catch there at Ivy a couple of months ago, right here on GMSA in our 9 o'clock newscast, right there.
Very cool. And before we go, an exciting update on a story that we've been following. Frank Madla Elementary School has won the Recess Reset contest, and that means they will be getting a new playground.
Fantastic news. The nationwide contest was held by the Kidd Kraddick Morning Show, where the grand prize was $100,000 for a new play set. The students haven't had a new playground since 2010. When the district built a new cafeteria, the playground was removed and it was never replaced.
And through votes cast on the morning show's website, they will now get a new one.
Fantastic. I remember when the contest came out.
Yeah, that's cool that they needed it.
They got
but
it.
They got it, yeah.
Congratulations, Madla Elementary.
And as we look at TransGuide here one more time, we've got the tow truck out there. We're getting the car out of the median, but we're down to one lane here on I-37 northbound. Just saw someone try to pass everyone on the shoulder. Don't be that guy. Zipper in. We're down to one lane. Hopefully here within the next 30 minutes or so, they'll get this cleared out. But it is slowing down traffic. Again, I-37 northbound. And we're starting to see backups there for quite a while, as everyone is headed into town and the morning commute picks up.
Grab your sunglasses, and we have some clouds out there as well, and then those few showers, even a couple of thunderstorms out there to the west. Those are going to help to touch off a couple of more later on this afternoon. 97 for high temperature today.
97, not bad.
Double, like yesterday.
Yeah, double digits.
Right.
We'll take that one. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for joining us today.
We'll kick off your Independence Day tomorrow morning right here on GMSA.